So this week we talked about the idea of your shape, that God has shaped you in a very unique and intentional way. And we use that idea of shape and we break it down that S in shape stands for spiritual gifts, H, heart or your passions, A is your abilities, natural abilities, and P, personality, and then E, experiences. And as we look at you holistically, that God has shaped you in a very unique and again intentional way to do His will, and that you're not supposed to be somebody else, that you're supposed to be you, and that's why it's very important that you have confidence in who you are and how God has equipped you, so you're not living out someone else's dream, but you're living out the dream that God has for you. And I love the verse that Rick used from Isaiah 49:5, and I just want to read it right now. It says, "And now the Lord says, He who formed me from the womb to be His servant, to bring Jacob back to Him, that Israel might be gathered to Him. For I am honored in the eyes of the Lord, and my God has become my strength." And I love that first part in Isaiah 49:5. He who formed me from the womb to be His servant. That the idea that God had a plan in the womb, and God has shaped that individual to be somebody. And the idea that God has shaped you too to be somebody. And I want to have a little bit of discussion. First off, share a little bit about your shape. How has God shaped you to do what you've already done and what you want to do? And so I would love to, at the first part, just kind of hear a little bit about how you've already seen how God has shaped you and how God has used your shape in big ways. In secondary, I also want to have a little bit of discussion on the idea of how God uses our shape, and also He uses our shape in primary ways and also in secondary ways. Because a lot of times the way God uses our shape is in seasons, that we do our primary deals and we also do our secondary deals. And another way of saying that is that we do things we love and we do things we don't love so much. And a lot of times the things that we don't love so much, they're growth opportunities. And they're a lot of times they're just ways for us to be a servant more. And so I want to have a little bit of discussion of your shape, how God has shaped you, and learnings that you've had from that, and then also what have you learned about yourself as you do things out of your shape. And I'm just excited to have a little bit of a discussion, and and I'll see you on the comments as we engage.